Hey everyone, so Big Mouth was a fucking goose and didn't edit our podcast for over 4 months. So just a warning, some of the stuff we talk about might be out of date, like the new music we talk about is from May and June, around that time. And we talk about Bo Burnham's Inside, which is still valid to talk about because it's brilliant, but it was more recent and relevant at the time of recording. So just so you know, this was recorded in mid-June. So that's why some of our references might be off. Thank you for bearing with us and enjoy.
All right. So we open on Bruno and Big Mouth doing the intro.
Hey, I'm Bruno.
Yeah, and I'm Big Mouth.
And we're the Bruno and Big Mouth show. And we're back with another fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
The Trash Monkey podcast.
The Machine Gun Kelly cast.
Yeah, we're not a Machine Gun Kelly podcast. Stop spreading that.
You're the one that said that originally, though.
Stop spreading
You started.
misinformation. Fake news. No way.
So this is an interesting episode because I didn't take any notes. So everything you hear me say is off the cuff.
Yeah, Bruno
baby.
Unleashed.
It's just unscripted, all improvised.
You might get a little crazy, honestly. I'm not prepared.
Yep. We'll see what happens.
All right. So,
Yeah. So we watched Bo Burnham's Inside.
Yeah.
And it was really good. normally we talk about something fucking stupid,
Terrible,
straight at the beginning.
Very, very terrible things. But for once in our life, we surrounded ourselves with good.
Yeah. So like this whole episode is just gonna be mostly good things.
Yeah, it's just good vibes. There's one bad thing.
Yeah, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
So Inside was a really, really introspective experience. Like
Yeah.
I was expecting from Bo anyway.
Best film of the year.
Yeah. And a lot of people were upset with the marketing that it wasn't titled as a film instead of a comedy special. But I don't really like mind that because there's really like some... It's just like... It's
like,
structured like a comedy special.
It's like a mix of both.
Yeah.
It's using a comedy special to tell like a film story.
Yeah, exactly. And he shot it all by himself in the same room with no help and everything. And I think just the fact that he could make this what it turned out to be just by himself with really good production value makes the same statement as if it was called a film. I guess that's more of a film student-y argument to make.
Yeah. You sound like too pretentious, Bruno. Our audience is going to hate us.
I think The Holy Mountain is better than E.T., okay?
Holy Mountain, boring. I want Transformers last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Bo Burnham's special was very good. I don't know, it felt like more like a psychological thriller to me than anything comedy. You're just watching one man's mental breakdown over the course of 2 hours.
Yeah, and even when there's silly songs that aren't trying to be serious at all, you can tell that it came from a place of just really bad mental health.
Yeah.
And
just like watching his deterioration, because they have shots of him at the start of quarantine. He's all like clean shaven. He looks like a good boy.
Yeah.
His mental health looks in order. It looks like he's handling things well. And then you cut to the end and he just looks homeless.
Yeah.
He's a greasy, long beard, long hair.
Yeah, speaking of the Holy Mountain, I think Bo looks a lot like the Jesus figure from the Holy Mountain in this, which is just something funny that I thought of.
It looks like Jesus.
Especially when he's hitting the door.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
No, but he does hit doors in this.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to I feel like this is something that you can spoil, so I don't want to give away anything too spoilery.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
I guess I
want other people to watch it.
Yeah, we're just going to get into things that we liked about it without naming any specifics. But I do love how the special really encompassed Bo's personal existentialism, through his struggles with things like aging and just reflecting on his start in comedy.
Yeah, it seemed like a commentary on like what even comedy means to
Yeah.
him. Like, is there a point to it?
Yeah,
Or
because
are we just like laughing while the world burns?
yeah, that's like the whole first song is just about like, is it okay to be joking forever and like not taking yourself seriously? Like, should he just be making serious things like he did with eighth grade? Like, should he even be trying to be funny anymore? And I could really feel that that was a genuine conflict that he was having,
Yeah.
even if it was through the gaze of a silly song.
Yeah. And I feel like
know.
even like his previous specials have hinted at stuff like that.
Yeah, like Make Happy especially.
Yeah. And like
With
that
the
song
Kanye.
Art is Dead from Words, Words, Words.
Yeah, even like now that I think of it, there's like a couple serious introspective moments in every single special.
Yeah.
Less in what is mostly silly.
Yeah.
But like the end is kind of like dipping into that as well, where it talks about how like he's becoming all corporate and selling out.
Yeah. Like there's always like, well, even like in his happy songs, there's always like inklings of like, I'm just some anxious dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the place where this is coming from, is my own anxieties.
You need to be depressed to make songs like that anyway. Yeah. Even if they sound aesthetically happy.
Yeah, you got to be swagged out. You got to be straight bad vibes.
Yeah. But on Inside, I just felt like he felt like the longer the special went on. It felt like I was trapped inside that room with him.
Yeah.
And feeling all the same things that he felt.
It just felt like the best quarantine movie.
I know.
Like not only was it a film, it was like also a documentary in some sort of way of one man's deterioration during quarantine.
Yeah, and a lot of the ways he presented some of the songs were really stripped down, and there was like equipment all over the floor. He wasn't like trying to make it all so clean cut and highly produced.
Yeah.
Even though there's some like insane production in some of the segments.
Yeah. It wasn't even like the music production's amazing during it.
Oh yeah, the music is so well composed and well produced.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you heard the album?
I have heard the album.
It's like so interesting to hear like all the textures of the music without focusing on the visuals.
Yeah.
I still think the music and the visuals is the ideal way to watch it.
Yeah. But there's still some songs I can listen to without the visuals.
Yeah, exactly. But some of them I'm just like, especially with the opening song content, I liked to watch the special effects during that.
Yeah.
Opening.
That one's harder to listen to by itself.
Yeah, there's some where I'm just like, okay, now I just want to turn on Netflix for this one.
I just want to watch the segment from the special.
Yeah. And there's some segments that are just so genuinely hilarious without trying to be serious.
Yeah. I'm going to give a minor spoiler.
Yeah.
Just, I really liked when he Twitch played at himself. Played the Bo Burnham video game.
Yeah, yeah.
Very minor spoiler, but there's so many just like weird little funny meta moments like that.
It's super meta. It's like
meta.
Meta.
Film school, film student, meta.
Meta gross, like the Pokemon.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, nothing to do with Bo Burnham though.
Yeah. Let's just rate Pokemon. What's your top 10 Pokemon?
Top 10?
Yeah.
Bo Burnham.
Bo Burnham.
Bo Burnham.
Go, Bo!
Cry. Use cry. Use panic attack.
I guess I'm just going to make him cry again.
Yeah.
That's a spoiler. But, yeah, it's a great special. I don't know what more to say about it without spoiling anything.
Yeah.
It's just a super introspective experience. It gives a lot of insight on his own personal problems for the past 5 years while he was not doing comedy, which I was personally interested in hearing about. And it explains why he quit comedy to begin with. And I think he said that in an interview at some point, but it's more of like a story time type deal, and it's interesting to hear him talk about it.
Yeah.
And and it's just like Make Happy. I enjoyed all of the serious ones a little better than the
silly ones.
The silly moments.
Yeah.
But still, the silly moments are fucking funny and well produced and well done and well executed.
And a lot of the silly moments talk about serious things as well, just in like a lighthearted way.
Yeah, and that's like the best way you could describe Bo's comedy in general is like using comedy to talk about things that is really genuine to him.
Yeah.
And I would recommend. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Yeah, I would also 10 out of 10 would recommend. Yeah. Watch it, you
little
idiots.
Fucking idiots.
You just watch it. What are you doing?
We're above you.
Because we've seen it. That's the only reason. If you've seen it, we'd be right at equal again. But right now, we're better.
We're all better all the time.
All better. So, you want to move on to the next segment?
Yes.
And what would that be, Bruno?
We're going to talk about some new music. Swag. So all these songs are good. Literally all of them. Wait, I think I missed one. Wait, there's one that I forgot about.
Not all of them are good. Okay. All of them are entertaining.
So I'm just gonna start. Let's just get this out of the way.
Yeah. To preface this, we may or may not be an MGK podcast. I'm quite unsure at the moment.
Can I get a drum roll before I say it? Can you just give me a drum roll? Machine Gun Kelly put out a song
with Kellen Quinn
from Sleeping with Sirens.
Yeah, another band that is not very good. Very Warped Tour. Why is he trying to get on a Warped Tour when that doesn't even exist anymore?
I don't know. This song is so nonsensical. It's called Love Race, by the way, featuring Kellen Quinn. My man, Machine Gun Kelly, is doing some more sappy pap punk.
Yeah.
And
I guess you could call it that.
Hey Drake, you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Yeah. So honestly, I didn't like his rap, but he should go back.
Yeah,
I listened to it in a heartbeat.
If we're gonna talk about the actual song, though, it's the most. It reminds me. I think it uses the same chords from "The Reason" by Hoobastank. I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know it, but knowing Machine Gun Kelly, that seems like a move he'd do. Concerning his album was just Blink-182 songs. So.
Yeah, and the lyrics are so bad.
Yeah.
It's just like, God was a girl.
Yeah, God was a girl.
The devil wore a t-shirt. There's one lyric about him like talking about how he picked up his guitar at the bleachers or something. And it's like, what, did you have your guitar at a baseball game? Did you bring
kissing on the bleachers?
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that was in Kellen Quinn's part.
God was a girl.
Honestly, I never thought I'd be anticipating the Kellen Quinn moment in this song, but Machine Gun Kelly just makes me.
Yeah, his vocals are lame as ever.
And bad. And lame and bad.
And the chorus is literally just like kind of like the annoying sound I was making earlier.
It was pretty spot on.
And the production on this thing is just fucking god awful. I think Travis Barker came back for this one.
Oh, he did. He's in the music video.
Yeah. And I think Travis Barker is being dragged down by all these people that he's working with because I feel like he, as a person, is becoming more cringe lately.
Well, you said on your Twitter that Travis Barker is officially cringe now.
Yeah, because he's just a cringe guy. He's turning into a cringe guy. And I respect the guy's drumming sometimes, but like...
What's he doing?
Come on. He's doing this. This is all he's
trying
doing.
To be young again. Just be new.
Just be a dad.
Yeah, just be a dad. Just take care.
Just age.
Yeah.
Age like a year.
And like, get Tom therapy.
Yeah.
He seems like he's going wild. He needs you. It's your responsibility. It's your fault.
So Love Race is a 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
And one thing I'll say is that Kellen Quinn's scream is okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Like the part where they're like screaming by myself.
yeah, he has an alright scream just because his register is so strange.
Yeah, he does a good high scream. I won't doubt it, even though he does that thing that a lot of emo singers do, where it's like,
Yeah.
like that kind of scream.
Yeah, just like the half scream.
Yeah.
You're not quite fully there. You're like, a big scream would be too much.
The first time I heard this song, I legitimately thought it was a girl, which like.
I mean, that's a fair mistake to make. I feel like a lot of people think that.
Yeah, because I didn't really pay attention to the featuring parenthesis too much, but I was just like, dang, this girl is kind of good at screaming. Like, I was like, whoa, I was not expecting this chick to scream.
But then it's Kellen Quinn.
Yeah.
And then you were disappointed.
So yeah, shitty pop punk song,
Yeah,
horrible lyrics, bad production.
I'm sure we'll talk about another song of his next podcast. I'm sure there'll be more content.
Yeah. My biggest complaint about it is that they run the chorus into the ground. And
the song's like all chorus.
And it's just like, oh.
He's just moaning. He's in pain. Someone help Machine Gun Kelly.
No, don't do that. Don't take that seriously.
I mean, he saw his girlfriend kissing on the bleachers.
No, God is a girl, and she was kissing on the bleachers.
So God was kissing the bleachers?
Yes.
Swag.
Because Machine Gun Kelly's ass was on it. We spun it so he looks like an egomaniac.
Next song.
Yes. So these are honestly not in any particular order at this point because all of them are good. But the next song I chose was by the math rock band Delta Sleep.
Oh, I thought this song was really fucking good.
Yeah, it's called The Detail. And it just had some really, really chill math rock emo vibes.
Yeah.
And the guitar is really well composed, and I like the tone. And there's all these cool intricacies in the instrumentation.
Yeah, I feel like it works both when you're paying attention to it and when you're not paying attention to it. Like, it'd be good background music, but also if you want to tune in, there's shit to pay attention to.
Oh yeah, I was just grooving.
Yeah, no, it's just very groovy. It's easy to get lost in, you know?
Yeah. It was one of those 5-minute songs that doesn't feel like a 5-minute song.
Yeah, which is very impressive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's always something to latch on to.
I'm like, I don't know, I feel like the song wasn't that dynamic, but they did like little switch ups throughout the entire song that made it easy to listen to, you know?
Oh, yeah.
While keeping like the same like driving force throughout the whole song.
Yeah,
I find that impressive as well.
Yeah.
To just do the same thing, essentially, but slightly different.
The guitar was my favorite part.
You like the guitar?
Yeah.
My favorite part was in the music video, because they had like one of those DVD screensavers things that bounce around your screen.
Oh,
do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And they actually made it hit the corner, and when it hit the corner, it was like when the music changed. Like, it went to like a lot heavier part, maybe like 3 to 4 minutes during the song.
Whoa.
And like the whole video changed.
Dude, that's epic.
Yeah, it was really epic. Yeah. I was just smiling really big as I was watching it.
I didn't watch the video, I just listened to the song.
Well, I would highly recommend the video with the song. It really accentuates it.
I'm down.
Yeah, just a solid song. I'd give it like probably a 7.
Yeah, I'm a 7 too. Moving on, we have a new King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard song.
Hell yeah.
Called Catching Smoke. I know you like King Gizzard.
Yeah, I like this song too.
You're a Giz.
I'm a lizard fan. I like lizards.
Yeah,
of all sorts.
And wizards.
And King Gizzards.
And I listened to this entire album personally.
Oh yeah?
It's called Butterfly 3000. The song is Catching Smoke, which this doesn't have any singles, but this is the most popular song by them off of the record, and I think it's worth talking about because it really does what the record is trying to do to its fullest potential.
Yeah, out of all the songs on your list, this is one of 2 that I've had a lot of repeat listens of.
Yeah.
Like, I think this song is very, very good.
Yeah, and it's like, again, they're trying something different. It's sort of like
every album.
Yeah, it's like a synth-based, Tame Impala-esque.
Yeah, but like a little catchy, more poppy than Tame Impala.
Yeah, it's just like trying to do some really psychedelic pop with synth that kind of reminds me of Like it gives off like a Japanese vibe almost.
Yeah,
Like
the beginning of the song. Yeah, but
yeah,
then they do the switch up. I'm not sure if it's a verse or chorus. I don't know how this song was fucking
yeah.
structured. But I mean, it's like singing really fast, and it has like a nice little groove you can dance to.
Oh yeah,
Like at like 1 minute into the song.
it's so catchy.
Yeah, this
And
song's like super catchy. It just gets stuck in your head.
yeah, and it adds so many like subtle polyrhythms to the groove
Yeah.
to keep you invested as
And
well.
and it's another like this is like a 6 minute song. And
Yeah,
it was like never boring.
totally.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I don't think this album Butterfly 3000 is my favorite King Gizzard album
Hmm.
at all, but this is a really really notable song off of it, and it's probably the one that I would go back to if I had to choose one.
Yeah.
But the album does work cohesively with all the other songs.
Yeah. They're always very good at that. They do like
Yeah,
I don't know, concept ish, where it's just like the same tone, not like a story. You
yeah,
know?
yeah. And there's lots of nice transitions. The transition in and out of this song is especially,
Yeah, everything was so smooth in this song.
yeah,
And like they weren't transitioning into parts that necessarily sounded very similar to one another, but it made it work every time.
yeah. I like it. I would give it like an 8.
Yeah, I would give it a 9, and personally.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm one up in ya, literally.
The next song is by this artist made my favorite album of 2020, and it's Poppy.
Poopy,
Poppy.
poopy.
So Poppy released an EP called Eat, and it fucking shreds.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, the song also shreds.
Yeah, this song is called Say Cheese, and it's way heavier than it has any right to be.
Yeah, no, I would agree, but also not heavy in some moments at all.
I know. It goes so many different, like, it has a Mr. Bungle vibe almost towards the middle.
Yeah, where it goes like this jazz breakdown interlude.
Yeah, it's like free jazz for a second, and she's doing this cute, like, woo, Japanese.
Like phone
vocals.
Conversation, it sounds like, or
Yeah.
something. I have no idea.
And then it's like, say cheese, and it goes back into the heavy part.
Screaming.
Yeah, it's kind of what everyone expects Poppy to do, but she kind of cranked it up to 11, and it made it a lot crazier.
Yeah. It's just like a short, sweet song.
I love the chorus.
Very listenable. Too. Yeah.
The chorus is great.
Yeah.
Because you have this chugging riff, and then it's
just like nice vocals.
Yeah, it's like an eerie vocal melody almost.
I just really like the transition from like really intense screaming to like cute, happy vocals.
Yeah.
It's good.
It was really good. I would really recommend the EP.
Yeah, I have not listened to it, so.
Yeah, the first 3 tracks are top tier, and the last 2 tracks are like not as good, but still good.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this was the other song that had a repeat listens for me. This week. Yeah.
Me too.
Also, just because it's 2 minutes, it's easy just to loop it over and over and over again. And just keep on listening to it.
It's so good. I can't wait to see Poppy live again someday.
Yeah, I want to see her live. I bet her shows are great.
Yeah, I went to the I Disagree tour, and it was fucking...
You didn't go.
Well, I gotta respect your opinion.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for respecting my opinion.
But yeah, that fucking show was awesome. I loved that record. I still have the signed copy in my car, and I can't wait to listen to this EP over and over again. So I would give it like a 9, personally.
Oh, I would give it an 8.
Good.
It's a very good song.
I'm just a stan,
You're
so I gotta give it one
boy.
more. And the next one is my favorite song of the week.
Wait, is this the last one?
Yes.
Oh, this is your favorite?
Yes.
Oh.
And it's Black Midi, Khandra Malaysia Patella.
That's how you pronounce it.
Yes.
Did you have to like practice before?
I did.
It's a very hard title.
I had to hear them say it spoken on the Fantano interview.
Good. Because I had no idea what anything was said there.
Yeah. And this project by Black Midi reminds me a lot of Mr. Bungle, and they kind of put their own spin on the avant-garde genre in general, and they go a lot of different places with this track, including like a really explosive breakdown section featuring really haunting noises and impacts, and haunting vocal stylings as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a really solid song. What did you think?
Well, I thought the song was solid, but I don't know. I just feel like it wasn't that memorable for me.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Like, I remember the explosive, like, breakdown part, and I really like that part. But, like, everything else aside from that, I can't remember that well. Or it doesn't stick out to me.
Yeah,
but, like, it wasn't, like, bad at all. Like, I thought all the instrumentation was good. It's just,
yeah,
I don't know. I zoned out.
It's just super silly.
Yeah.
It's a silly song.
It's a strange song.
I just like all of the, there's sort of a Faith No More-ish section that has a lot of, like, muted triplets. That I was digging quite a bit. I dug the drumming and the bass during that part. And then they go into an elevator music-y part.
Yeah,
like,
I remember that now.
And it has all the weird vocals, like...
Its vocal styling was very all over the place on this song.
Yeah, and this album, I listened to the whole album for this as well. And this sort of got me thinking about how cool it is that so many modern popular bands are really making an effort to go out there and do something that is musically experimental, and really challenge what people actually listen to. King Gizzard does the same thing.
Yeah.
And just like all these bands, like Poppy, King Gizzard, Black Midi,
it's becoming very
other
popular.
places.
Even like former popular bands, like really popular bands, like MGMT. Their last album was pretty experimental guitar pop, if you've heard it.
Yeah. AWOL Nation had a pretty experimental record.
Yeah, it just seems like that's in.
Yeah, that's
being weird is in.
Yeah, and that's like what Mr. Bungle is not doing now.
Yeah, they're doing thrash metal from the late 80s.
Yeah, and Update, I don't like that phase of them anymore.
You're officially just against it?
Yeah, I thought it was cool for the shows, and then now it's not cool anymore. But anyway, Black Midi, I think it's a really good song. Like you said, the most notable part is the impacts, where it's like...
Yeah. Like, all the breakdown parts were pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the parts in between.
Yeah, I can understand that. I'd probably give this song like a 9.
I'd give it a 6.
Nice.
6 out of 10.
I don't think we've ever been that separated before.
Want to fight?
No.
I'm kind of really pissed off you'd give it such a high score. Make me look so bad.
Different opinions help make the conversation fun and fruitful.
Everyone should have the same opinion as me. Or else I will be mad. No.
Mad.
Mad. All right. That's it for new music, is it not?
Yep.
Yep.
Can we do the song one more time, though?
What song?
That's it for new music.
Oh, yeah. Did you guys like that song the second time?
Let's do it one more time. New music.
All right, that was the third time. We're done doing it now. Luckily, that song is not very long, but...
Yeah. It's a good song.
It's good. I wonder who sang it.
Not me.
Yeah, it was Fred Durst, right?
Yeah.
Your uncle? Fred Durst?
My director.
You're the fanatic?
Yep.
All right, so you want to move on to the album?
Yes. So I chose the album... Just kidding. I chose the album Polkadot Cadaver, Purgatory Dance Party.
Well, you chose the album Purgatory Dance Party.
By Polkadot Cadaver. That's
Yeah.
the band. The album is Purgatory Dance Party. And this album is one that was one of my favorites in high school, and I think it still translates well to my musical tastes now. It has a lot of really... I'm just going to preface by saying I don't think that it is necessarily a mature sounding album. There's definitely a lot of cheesy moments and some edgy lyrics and vocals here and there. But overall, I think sonically it has a really unique aesthetic to it.
It's very interesting.
and I think the instrumentation is really creative, especially on the electronic and the guitar tone side of things. And I'm just curious what you thought, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. The album is very interesting to me. I like the concept of like just happy creepy. You know, every song kind of had that vibe of just like, you know, we're talking about dark subjects, but we're doing it in this fun, silly way. You know, it kind of reminded me of like Oingo Boingo in that sort of way. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was like a if Oingo Boingo met Mr. Bungle and Nine Inch Nails, and they had some weird fucked up kid.
I know, and the
like
vocal melodies make it like kind of dreamy as well.
yeah, no, the guy's range on his voice is pretty crazy.
Yes.
He can do like the nice soft spoken acoustic. He can scream. He can just do like really deep like Mike Patton shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, especially in this era, his range was really good.
Yeah. I don't know. I felt like a lot of because this album had like two sides to it for me. There was like the heavy songs and then like the lighter songs.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And like a lot of the heavy songs were hit or miss for me because some of them sounded kind of samey with one another.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but like I don't know. It was really easy to listen to this album all the way through. And the first time I did it was on my drive home from work, which is like 2 hours of traffic, and it made me teleport through time. Just because I was so like engrossed listening to it, so I'm happy for that.
That's a good sign.
But like on like multiple listens, like there's some songs that I just skip.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I like wanna like some skipper songs for me were either the title track, Purgatory Dance Party, or Brainwash.
Yeah, but Purgatory Dance Party, I was expecting like some really fun shit, but I don't know, it wasn't fun enough to be called Purgatory Dance Party.
Yeah, I think that's one of the songs that you could actually dance to.
Yeah.
Well, I think
the name Purgatory Dance Party, I'm expecting something so grand.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's not one of the better songs. I thought that was underrated for me before, and now I enjoy it a lot more. Yeah. That and Brainwash, I think, is also another good song that I did not appreciate enough back
I really
then.
like Brainwash. I thought that song was really good.
The vocals in that are top tier.
Yeah, I remember I liked Brainwash, the Pure Bedlam for Half-Breeds.
Oh, yeah. Pure Bedlam is nuts.
Phantom Limb, and What's the Worst Thing That Could Happen? Those were the four like heavy ones that stood out to me.
You didn't like Andy Warhol?
No, it just didn't really stick out to me. I don't know. I don't remember it that well.
Andy Warhol is my favorite song.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My favorite was Chloroform Girl.
Oh, yeah. Well, I get that. That's just top tier.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Chloroform Girl, I think, is like the novelty of the album, which is why I don't listen to it that often.
Yeah.
I usually go for more of the meat of the record. But when you take that just out of concept, out of context from the record and show it to somebody, they're like, whoa, this is a creepy song.
Yeah, I think it captures the vibe of the album the best, despite being like the least similar to the rest of the album.
Oh, yeah. And I love its placement.
Yeah.
In the track list.
Yeah, because it's just right after like 5 or 6 heavy as shit songs.
Oh, yeah. I like the songs that are like super dense and have a lot of different sounding sections to them. Like how you said, What's the Worst Thing That Could Happen? And also, I think Pure Bedlam for Half-Breeds is another one.
Yeah, they have like a lot of weird breakdowns in that song.
Yeah. Even in Brainwash, there's a bridge section that sounds super sinister and like a polka almost, like a psychedelic.
No, there's like a lot of weird polka moments, which makes sense. They're the Polkadot Cadaver, but thank you. Please clap. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So there's a weird bridge in the middle of Brainwash. There's even a weird bridge in the middle of Purgatory Dance Party, believe it or not.
Yeah. One note about Purgatory Dance Party. In the chorus, they say blood on the dance floor, and it's not their fault, but every time I hear it, it makes me cringe. So bad.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of the other thing.
I know. Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's not their fault. I can't knock the song for that, but, you know, it exists, and I need to put it out there.
Yeah, it's not their fault.
It's not their fault.
No.
Robin Williams over
Let's
here.
talk about the intro.
Intro? Oh, I really like the intro as well.
Yeah.
But you know I like acoustic songs like that.
Yeah.
So
Haunted Holiday is the perfect opening for the album.
yeah, it's just really spooky, but I don't know. I get even in the spooky songs like that, I got this like sweet, endearing vibe.
I know. It's
Yeah.
so well composed, and I love the vocals in it. And I think it's the perfect sequitur into Wolf and Jesus Skin, which is the first song that I heard by this band.
Mm-hmm.
And I found it in some subreddit to find bands that were like Mr. Bungle. and that's how I discovered this band. But then when I listened to some of the other songs, it felt like they genuinely did have their own style and
definitely
sound.
I can see like they were definitely inspired by Bungle, but they're definitely themselves.
Yeah, definitely. Especially melodically and aesthetically, they have really their own like vibe they bring forth. But that's also just a banger song. It's not nearly my favorite song on the record.
No.
But it's a good opening.
Yeah.
To kind of like show you what the album is.
Yeah, what they're going to be all about.
Yeah.
But I thought that song was kind of meh.
Yeah, that's like one of the edgier ones where I'm like, I don't think I would show this to someone that I wanted to respect me.
There's a wolf in Jesus' skin. Their drugs are kicking in.
Yeah. But it is a fun track.
Yeah. I mean, even the songs I didn't like that much, just because they're so diverse, there was always a moment that I really dug.
Yeah.
Like there's like a breakdown or some weird avant-garde moment.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because like there's lots of different sections, so you can dig into certain parts of each song, but not like the rest of it. That's possible. Yeah. What's the worst thing that could happen is one of those that has a fucking awesome verse section and an awesome chorus and an awesome bridge and then an awesome ending.
Yeah, and he's just like doing like different vocal styles throughout the whole thing too. It's so engaging to listen to. It's
super nuts. I especially love the quiet bridge where it just like it turns into like a kooky love song.
Yeah. It must be so hard or interesting to write songs, especially if you're like, okay, we're going for this weird, creepy, spooky dance aesthetic. Like I don't even know how you begin.
Yeah. And fun fact about this band, it's literally all of the same members of Dog Fashion Disco. Which
another Bungle sort of band.
Yeah, and I like this band better because Dog Fashion Disco is just like, how can we copy Mr. Bungle in as many ways as possible? Yeah. But this actually has its own aesthetic and its own vibe, as I was saying before. Yeah, I think it's really good. I'm trying to think of some other highlights.
Do you think this is their best album? Do you think I should listen to other albums?
If you like this, you would definitely like Sex Offender, which is their second record, and kind of the spiritual successor to this record. Mm-hmm. That was their total prime. It was like 2011.
Yeah.
And I like some of the songs better on this. Like, I think the weakest song on this is better than the weakest song on that record. Mm-hmm. But it also has some songs that are, like, just my favorite in the overall...
Like Polkadot Cadaver universe?
Yeah, the extended universe.
The Polkadot universe. The PDU.
I'm so surprised you didn't like Andy Warhol. That's, like, the best song ever.
I'm sorry. You want to fight?
Yeah, let's do it. After we record.
Yeah, after we record. It's not good for the recording.
There's going to just be this tension for the rest of the time, knowing that we're going to fight.
Yeah, do you want to get to ratings? You want to rate the album?
I'm trying to think if there's anything specific I wanted to say. More, at least.
Oh, we didn't talk about Soul Survivor, the last song.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about that. Yeah. That's a really good closer.
Yeah, that's a really good mix of all the styles on the album. Like, it starts off slow, acoustic, and then turns into some really heavy shit.
Yeah. It's kind of the perfect closer. It's not like, I don't think you could close the album any other way.
Yeah, I thought, after I finished it, I thought, good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, they really capture the feeling of the album and leaves you with, like, a good taste in your mouth.
Yeah, it shows a lot of good songwriting chops, and especially vocal chops.
Yeah, his range is all over the place. I mean, every song his range is all over the place, but, like, especially here.
And that's why I told you, I'm just going to explain really quick, but there's a 2020 song-for-song remake of this album, made by the same members, but it's because they just had a shit record deal and lost the rights to all their music, so the only way to get it back was to re-record all their music. And then halfway through them recording the remake of it, Rotten Records just dumped all their music onto Spotify.
Swag.
So they were just like, we're halfway done with this remake of our fucking record, and now turns out we don't need to do it anymore. So they just kind of had to finish it.
Yeah, so now there's two versions of the same
Yeah,
record.
so now there's just two records. They don't want to, like, not get any income from this because they're kind of like a small band.
Yeah.
And it's an expense to record something. But yeah, a lot of people say the new one is sonically better, and I heavily disagree. Especially in terms of the compression and how overblown it is compared to this one. I thought there was a lot of nice space in the mix.
Yeah, I didn't listen to the remake. Yeah, you told me not to.
I'm glad.
You said don't listen to it. Listen to this one.
And also, you're saying how the vocal range is so good.
Yeah.
In this one, well, like, he's 48 in.
Oh, that's true. His vocals aren't going to be nearly as good.
Yeah, or like, I don't know if he's 48, but he's 40 something, and he can't really do like the youthful, like, screechy yells anymore or anything like that.
They probably destroyed his throat.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this is really good. I definitely would not give it a 10, but it's a record that I hold very near and dear to my heart because I loved it when I was young, and
very nostalgic.
Yeah, and I still love it for the aesthetic and for the instrumentation. And yeah, I would probably give it an 8.
I would give it a 7.
Cool.
7 out of 10.
Out of 10.
Hell yeah.
10.
Purgatory dance party.
We're
We're dancing in the place in between heaven and hell. Purgatory. Anyway, let's move on to the movie. So.
Because we got the movies.
Bruno made me watch Adaptation, directed by Spike Jonze and written by our boy, Charlie Kaufman.
Your boy.
And this is the final Kaufman I needed to see, so thank you, Bruno.
Really? You've seen everything else?
I think so.
Oh my god.
I've seen Synecdoche and Anomalisa, Eternal Sunshine, John Malkovich. I'm thinking of Ending Things. That's it, right?
I think that is it. Did he write anything else? I feel like he did.
He might have written some stuff earlier than that, but I've seen the main Kaufman verse, I guess.
Yeah, the important ones.
Yeah.
I have a lot I need to catch up on, but I really liked showing you this one because I had the DVD for this not too long ago, and then when I started collecting Blu-rays, this was one of the first ones I wanted to see in HD.
4K.
This is never coming out on 4K. Like, no Charlie Kaufman movie would ever come out on 4K. But it's just it's one of the most unique movies ever.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to describe.
Yeah, I probably should have taken more notes on this, but I'm going off the cuff, so let's see how I do.
Speaking from the heart.
So it's about Charlie Kaufman trying to write the script for the movie that's happening in real time.
Yeah, to explain a little further, the main character is the writer Charlie Kaufman, played by Nicolas Cage.
Yes, that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, and he's trying to adapt a novel. And the movie's about him trying to adapt the novel, which is a real thing Charlie Kaufman experienced in real life.
Yeah, it's sort of a true story of his frustrations trying to adapt the screenplay.
I'd say the first 3/4 are a true story. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good mix of truth and fiction. That's a good way to say it.
Yeah.
And it also kind of succeeds at what the straight adaptation would have been.
Yeah, because like do you want to get in... This is going to be a spoiler discussion.
Let's just spoil it. Because you can't really say
this
much.
movie's if you're trying to talk about it without talking about it, this is not the movie to do that.
Yeah.
It's kind of impossible.
You just kind of need to bring out your guns
Yeah.
in the buff.
So in the movie, he's trying to adapt this book called The Orchid Thief. And the whole time during the movie, he's like, I don't want it to make it about the crime. I want it to make about how beautiful flowers are.
It's just a movie about flowers.
So he basically wants to like not really adapt it,
Yeah.
do his own thing, and that's kind of what this movie was. It was just about the flowers and Charlie Kaufman trying to appreciate flowers, you know, trying to find that.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, geez, I wish I took notes about this. No, it's just like an exploration into his own psyche while trying to write it. And I think the character of Charlie Kaufman is really well developed.
Yeah.
And they know what to really show about his own life in order for you to care about him as a person.
Yeah, because
in the
like
movie.
He doesn't necessarily act like a good person all the time. He's pretty much a dick
No.
throughout the entire movie.
No, he's an awkward fuck, and he's like bad with women, and he's balding, and they
make him look really gross.
Yeah, they made Nicolas Cage gain a bunch of weight,
Well,
so he just looked really weird.
Yeah, and it's funny because there's one scene in the movie where Charlie Kaufman's describing himself in the script. He's like, Charlie Kaufman, old, fat, repulsive, tries to hit on a woman, fails.
He really digs on himself.
Yeah, like you can tell he's very mentally ill. Like he does not like himself. Very low self-esteem.
Yeah, it felt very raw and honest, which I appreciated, but he's just like, he goes all in on just like his excessive masturbation while thinking about like every single woman he meets in public.
Like literally every woman he talks to, there's a scene of him fantasizing over her, which I'm sure is real things Charlie Kaufman did in real life. And like, I don't know. You got to be kind of brave in a way to expose all that about yourself.
It's so brutally honest. And another interesting fact is that the screenplay is credited to Charlie Kaufman and Donald Kaufman.
Spoiler alert, Charlie Kaufman doesn't actually have a brother in real life.
Yeah, he made a fictional brother.
So he could talk to someone in the movie.
Yeah, and I think that actually served the movie really well. That was an interesting decision.
I think it was a necessary component. So it wasn't... Because, like, he had to have someone to talk to in order to express the ideas in his head.
Yeah.
Because, like, the ideas are ones you can't express just visually. Like, it's not that kind of movie. Like, he's saying some really far out wild shit going absolutely crazy in a breakdown. And that wouldn't be... It would be a different movie if he was doing that by himself.
Uh-huh. One thing that's, like, that I thought was funny is how pretentious Charlie Kaufman is, like, just about the film industry in general, because Donald wants to become a screenwriter, and he keeps saying things like, oh, I pitched my new script to mom. And he's like, don't say pitch. Like, doesn't want him to say the word industry, and he's just like, you can tell. He goes to,
like, these, like, screenwriting courses that Charlie just hates.
Yeah.
Because they give, like, some... you know, basic structure advice and things like that.
Yeah, and he firmly holds the belief that screenwriting doesn't have rules and you shouldn't read screenwriting books and stuff like that. And I thought that probably was just how Charlie Kaufman is about writing. Because that's what it seems like. He doesn't follow the rules of conventional filmmaking at all.
Yeah. You know, the saddest...
Not like in a Jodorowsky sense, but like...
like more in a writing sense than like a visual sense.
But he still knows how to make his movies emotionally compelling.
Yeah, and like accessible enough.
Yeah, even if he doesn't like follow what anyone else does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what makes him such a great writer.
Yeah, and that's what he keeps telling Donald in the film, is that like, if you want to do anything new, you shouldn't look to like another screenwriter as some messiah who has all the answers, because what if you just want to do something different?
Yeah. You don't want to be copying someone else.
Yeah, and that's an important lesson about life as well.
Yeah, but the saddest thing is that, you know, Donald ends up writing a pretty good screenplay that everyone loves. So Charlie starts attending the screenwriting courses.
Yeah, The Three.
The Three, yeah.
I finished my script. It's called The Three. I love how that script was actually something that would probably sell in Hollywood.
I think that was the point of it.
Yeah, it's just like every single writing cliche that Charlie probably hates is what ideas his brother comes up with.
No, but it's funny because he'd implement the cliches into this movie as well. Like at the
Yeah,
beginning of the movie, he's like, Donald Kaufman's talking to Charlie Kaufman. The fake one's talking to the real one.
yeah,
And he's like, yeah, I think I need to put like a dance scene in here to lighten up the mood. It's getting a little serious. And then later in the movie, you see like Meryl Streep and the dude just dancing. There's a dance. No, it wasn't Meryl Streep. It was the brothers again. They were dancing in
yeah.
the hotel room. And it's
Oh
just like
yeah,
there's all these like nice little callbacks.
yeah. There's a callback to the Happy Together song where he's like, "I'm gonna put Happy Together in my movie,"
Yeah,
and then they use it at the very end. And
yeah,
also when spoiler alert, Donald dies and he calls back on it to sort of have like a um just a touching moment where
yeah,
Charlie's singing to his brother.
yeah. Like
It's
there's
it's
like
just like any other Kaufman script. It
yeah,
leaves no stone
yeah. It
unturned.
seems like every line written was intentional.
Yeah, and that's the same thing with Being John Malkovich, which
Yeah,
I still think I prefer Being John Malkovich to this film.
I think
But
so too. But just this film's just like a marvel in writing.
yeah,
This is just like I don't know something to
it's
study.
it's just something fascinating that exists.
Yeah,
Um,
like being John Malkovich is also an amazing script, but this one's like I don't know. It's hard to even describe. That's how different it is.
yeah, just the way. Oh my god. Let's get into the actual story that he was trying to write,
Oh yeah.
which is Meryl Streep's character, which is Suzanne Orlean, who wrote The Orchid Thief, and then she has a relationship with Chris Cooper's character,
Who is the orchid thief?
yeah, he's just like a hillbilly with no teeth
Yeah,
who just goes into swamps and steals endangered flowers.
yeah. But like he's like the best like botanist in the
Yeah,
world. And he can like find like the most rare flowers.
yeah,
But like the whole time he just looks like a bumbling buffoon.
yeah,
But he's constantly saying like I'm the smartest person I know.
and he was super good for his character. I think Chris Cooper won an Oscar. I might be wrong. That might be false information, but I think Chris
Yeah.
Cooper won an Oscar for
Well,
this movie.
I could see why. He had to play so many emotions. He had to go from like initially like just this bumbling idiot that you see, but then you see him talk to the cop and he's like, oh, he's a really charismatic, smart dude. But then you see him at court and you're like, no, he's just an idiot. And then
And
it's
then
like,
he says some stuff that actually adds a lot of depth to his character, like
yeah,
about like his feelings about the significance of flowers and their existence and the pollination process.
yeah, he's just like
And
has these random bits of wisdom that he just says just because he loves flowers so much.
he even has a tragic backstory about how his parents died.
Yeah, and like why he's missing the teeth,
Yeah,
which I thought was like a cool moment because it like explains why he looks weird on this surface level, but there's this terrible, terrible, traumatic reason why this happened in the first place.
yeah. And one thing I loved about the movie was they play with the idea through Meryl Streep's character that she wants to know what it's like to be passionate about something. Mm-hmm. So then when she latches on to LaRoche's character because he's so passionate about all of the things that he's interested in, she finds out that he had like several other passions that he just let go and has no regard for anymore. And she's like, what? He must have some interest in that. And then when she finally says, okay, I want you to bring me to find a ghost orchid, they're just kind of in a bad mood when they find the flower. And she's like, it's just a flower.
Yeah.
I wrote this whole book about flowers and
it's just a flower.
It's just a flower. I don't have any regard for this. I thought that was a really smart callback. Kind of like what you were saying before.
Like, because she was very passionate about finding that flower. And then once it was found, it's like, okay, time to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she just became passionate about fucking LaRoche.
Fucking LaRoche, yes.
Yeah, like fucking him. Literally.
Yeah, literally.
Metaphorically. All of the above.
In the ass.
In the butt. Which was, by the way, that's the fake part of the movie. Because The Orchid Thief is a real book, and the author is a real author.
Oh, yeah. Let's go back to the Charlie Kaufman side of the story, though.
Yeah.
He gets really frustrated with his script and actually goes to Robert McKee's story seminar.
Yeah. And he actually learns a lot.
Yeah. And there's like a really touching moment between him and Robert McKee at a bar where he gives him some nice advice about how to make a good ending and an exciting finish.
Just make the third act good, and then no one will give a shit about the first two acts, basically.
And then he adds literally everything that he said he didn't want to add at the very beginning when he was like talking about the script with the studio executive.
Yeah.
And he's
that's
like,
the whole third act.
Yeah, he's like, they're just like, maybe we should make them fall in love. And he's like, no, I don't want to cram in like guns or drugs or people learning profound life lessons or people falling in love.
And then all of that happens.
Yeah, literally everything that he said he didn't want to do. And it felt like kind of a developing character moment for him because he realized that you kind of need to have drama and excitement for a good screenplay.
Yeah.
And also for the character outside of the script, which is Charlie Kaufman.
Yeah, like he needed that personally.
Yeah.
He was going crazy.
Yeah. It's so interesting.
Yeah.
Just that this movie exists.
Yeah.
It definitely should not exist, but I'm glad it does.
I'm very surprised even like a studio will pick up something like this.
Yeah.
But I guess after being John Malkovich, they're like, okay, but I guess you know what you're doing. I guess we
should trust this guy.
Oh, yeah. I just want to mention one thing, too. I really like when he's on the set of being John Malkovich and he's trying to talk to all the actors and they're just ignoring him. It's just really funny because he's like the writer of the movie. Yeah.
It's sort of like, it's a really personal look into what I think his everyday life is because after being John Malkovich, everyone was like, oh, here's this genius screenwriter. Yeah. And then when you see what he's actually like, he's just like miserable.
Like this sad middle-aged dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel for the guy.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It seems like he's doing better now. You know?
Well, he just made a depressing mindfuck of a movie.
Yeah, but you know, he's not a janitor.
Yeah. We should talk about like more Kaufman shit. I want to watch Synecdoche, New York.
Yeah. We should just get through all the ones each of us haven't seen. We'll do it at some point. Those will be later episodes.
Yeah, I'd be down to go deep into I'm Thinking of Ending Things too.
Yeah.
At one point. Because
I'd have to watch that a lot of times though.
You had to?
No, I said I would have to. I've only seen it like twice and I still feel like I'm only getting like 50%.
It's probably similar to Synecdoche where if you haven't seen it twice, you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I only saw it once and then I watched an analysis of it. And then I felt like I understand what it was going for.
Yeah.
But I still want to watch it a second time to really solidify those feelings.
I'm thinking of ending things.
But back to Adaptation.
I'm thinking of adapting things.
I really love all the scenes with him and Amelia.
Yeah.
That was a really satisfying arc because I was really confident that he was never going to be confident with Amelia.
Or make a move or anything.
Yeah. And then he does at the end way too late because she's already dating somebody. But she does say, I love you back to him.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, you get the sense that off screen they might have had a relationship.
Yeah, but like, even if not, it was a big thing for Charlie to even try. Yeah. To have the confidence in himself to try it.
Yeah, and then it goes somewhat okay.
Yeah.
And that's a
good learning moment for him.
Yeah.
It's like just try things instead of worrying about it all the time.
Yeah, like just do it, you know.
Yeah. Just do it. Just do it. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Is there anything else we have to say about this?
Nothing's coming to mind.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
One of the best scripts I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best movies I've ever read.
Yeah. That too. I would give it a 10 out of 10 personally.
Yeah, I think I would give it a 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
Wow.
So good.
Good. Yeah, very good. I think everyone should watch it. Even if you're not into art films, I think you would still kind of like it. It's not that artsy.
Definitely watch Being John Malkovich first.
Yeah, because that helps you understand his style in the most accessible way.
Yeah, definitely. So, did you have a recommendation?
I do have recommendations for you, Bruno. What would you like to hear first?
Give me the movies.
The movie? You want the movie?
Yes.
All right. That's not the movie. Stop looking at the computer screen. That's the album. For the movie, you will be watching Howl's Moving Castle by Hayao Miyazaki.
I'm down.
It's the first animated one I think we've done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did we already do Fantastic Planet or no?
No, we never did that. We were gonna do it on the Scott episode. Behind the
But we
scenes
did-
knowledge, everyone. We were gonna do it on the Scott episode, but then we changed it to House.
Oh, okay. But yeah, Howl's Moving. Okay.
Yeah. And do you want the album now?
Yep.
The title of it, very long. Somewhere at the bottom of the river between Vega and Altair by Law Dispute.
Oh, okay.
I've been playing it for you for a long time, but now it's time for you to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm
you've
down.
said you like it like every time, but you never listen to it.
Yeah, that's a good album. I'm down to delve into that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, not that I'm allowed to say no.
I mean, if you've heard it before, you probably should say no.
I've only heard the songs you've shown me.
Yeah,
so
most of them are not off this album, which is why I chose it.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Because
Cool.
this was the one before the one I show you all the songs on.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah.
All right, and I guess that's it for this week, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. I don't know if anyone makes it this far. Honestly.
But we should give a gift to the people who make it all the way to the end. Fart into the mic.
I can't fart right now.
Push it out. Poop onto the mic.
I will give everyone my premium Snapchat for free, and I will show you my big cock. Yeah, thanks for listening.
Follow my OnlyFans at Bruno and Big Mouth Tano at onlyfans.twitch.tv/Twitter.